We're ascended now. We're ascended now. And this is where the big boy stuff happens. This is where, I mean, all the other stuff has been cool. It's been cool, but it's almost been like setting the table. Hey, welcome back to the channel. All right, I finally been able to put together the Ascended Rank 5 Masacre showcase. I love it. Now, this is going to be broken down because I'm going to have some fights where he's a rank 4. I'm going to have some fights with rank 4 with that crit me meta. And no, that will not be all of it. There's some eye-popping stuff. You want to see it, but he is so much more than that meta. There's also the rank 5 Ascended, and then that's going to be in UQ because I want to show you some of the questing. And it was not the regular event quest, but that kind of special one. It was more of a side quest, I guess. And then we're going to go back to BG, see this last meta, which really kind of works against him because he has nothing he can do about those prowesses. I'm going to show you a variety of things, but what I really want to tell you or show off here is remember the power gain he gets when hitting into the block of an opponent once he's ignited, getting yourself reignited when the opponent has incinerates on them, the amount of incinerate damage he can do. Oh, and there's just so much. Let's go ahead and start. Okay, now we're going to take a look at the fight. I want to start it off with this one because this is very not clean. This fight is very not clean. I really wanted to win this fight. I don't actually recall why. But I went with Masacre. I was trying to choose between Masacre and Hercules, actually, for my first champion to ascend. And Hercules, we know all the reasons, right? And I'm actually not going to play this one that well, but what I wanted to show, and the reason why this is here, is, you know, I love Battlegrounds. I do enjoy it. It is my favorite mode of the game. And Masacre is so incredibly versatile in there, and you can start to see it. We are now ignited, right? And when we do hit into the block, you're going to see how much power you're gaining. But there, I went for the SP1. And what I was trying to utilize was the Distorient off of the SP1 against this Hercules. And you're going to see some perfect Hercules fights. This isn't one of them, but that's okay. When you are ignited and you land that SP1, the Disorient is actually shorter. Ideally, if you're looking for it to last a long time, you don't want to be ignited. But we're going in right there was how quickly you can get reignited with your heavy attack if the opponent has incinerates on them. You're going to add them so quickly. You saw how quickly I got back to reignited. And then when you hit into the block, if the opponent has at least one debuff on them and you hit into their block, they have a reduced ability accuracy of 50%. It didn't work for me right there. And so there's just all these things that are going quote unquote wrong or not my way. Some are skill, some are gameplay, some are RNG. And we still came out with a very respectable score against that Hercules. And I ran, well, you know, in MCoC ran to take him to rank 5 and to ascend this champion as quickly as I possibly could. All right, now let's go ahead and get into it. You saw that these fights that we're going to say, and I'll try to counter out if it changes. These are rank 4 in the crit me meta. So those of you who don't know what that was Battlegrounds. You needed to land a crit, and then that was the only way you could do damage, and you needed to intercept, right? You needed to intercept, and then you're going to get those automatic crits and that sort of thing, and you can do the big damage. And a lot of you are going to be like, that's not going to work versus Thing. That is going to go very poorly. Well, a couple of things here. Now, in some ways, our damage is actually nerfed quite a bit because our incinerates aren't going to help us against Thing, which they normally would, right? His incinerate damage is very good. Trust me, I'm going to try to show that to you in this video, and then there'll be more videos as we go along, I'm sure, because I enjoy playing this champion so much. But remember what I said about that reduced ability accuracy into the block. So we need to get a couple, at least one debuff on this thing here, and then we're going to set him up. We need to get an intercept though. We need to get it. There we go. For some reason, intercepting with Masacre feels very natural. And look at that. The protection did trigger on the second hit, but it didn't on the first one. So we're doing pretty darn good here. We're gonna get Thing to throw his whatchamacallits, right? His special, so we don't have to worry about him going unstoppable and being a big jerk to us. And we're gonna go in and get our crits again, and we'll be able to end this fight. We've got our bat ignited. And should be able to go in here, and I need another intercept. So got to play this a little bit safely, right? And we get a nice little intercept. Thing done, Thing down, rank 4 Masacre. What is that, a minute? About a minute. That's not bad. That's not bad. So you're just like, okay, cool. It's really nice. That Thing didn't have like the biggest health pool. You know, come on. It's a skill champion versus a science champion. All right, let's check out this Sasquatch. Let's check out this 7-star Sasquatch. This was back when a lot of people were running the recoil on this. So again, you know, look for more what Masacre can do in these fights. So we got ourselves nice and ignited. Now look at that. When we're ignited and we hit into Sassy's block, we are going to get the power gain as if we had not been hit into the block. And I'm really just trying to move quickly through this. I do think Masacre is a champion that it feels intended to be played very aggressively, and it suits him very well. Look at the massive damage we did off that. If you throw the SP2, you get that kind of miss, right? So it is a little safe to throw into the block. And then remember, Sasquatch had 5 of his Wrath of Terax, or I believe that's what they call it, stacks up. So he had a really decent protection on top of his big life pool. He's now gone into Wrath. He silly sassy goes in, lets us intercept him, and this is over. This is over. Most of that damage is from recoil that came off of our health bar there. 53 seconds to take off that big chunky Sasquatch. Now, Ben, you're like, okay, fine, big chunk, but can he handle the delicacy, the intricacy that is required when you're facing a defender that is designed by the likes of that evil genius Daddy Longlegs? I don't know. Watch this. You tell me. You tell me. So here we go. Remember, this is the meta, so only crits are doing damage. So she is not taking damage from our incinerates. And there we go. She's going to throw her little special there. And now I think we just need to line up this one intercept if we can get it. We did use our striker, and she did. 32 seconds. Bye. Bye, Photon. We'll see you later. 7-star Photon doesn't matter. 7-star Photon does not matter. And all that health we were taking is because she's turning off willpower. Remember that. Remember that. She's turning off willpower. So we were going. So, all right. Another tricky defender going up against this Shri. And that's the thing. And that's what I was explaining earlier, is the variety, the breadth at which, even when you play that bad, he can help you. Right? You take a heavy to the face, doesn't matter. He's going to be all right. He's not the tankiest fella in the world, but he can help you out. And so we're now going up against this 7-star Shri, and we've already taken the heavy to the face. We are getting our power going. And this is the crit me meta. They're not all just going to get to the SB2 and win the game, but here we are. How's this going? How's this looking? She's dead. She is gone. Shri in the bin, just gone. All right, fine. Well, aside from Hercules, we haven't seen any cosmic attackers. Why don't we see a nice, big, juicy cosmic attacker who can cause a lot of problems? No, Masacre doesn't have energy resistance. No, Masacre is not immune to armor break. But this just fits so well. You can use Terax, his aggressive nature when he in his rock field or whatever it's called, against him. Yeah, some damage is being done against us. Fine, that's fine. We're gonna make up for that in speed. Terax, done, gone. The intercept and then the power gain that you're getting, right, if you're hitting the block or if you're just hitting them, just works so wonderfully for Masacre, for that defender. Now, America Chavis, right? And we're like, well, America Chavis, like you're going to get Withers to turn off of her dimensions, or are you going to control her power or something? No, I am not. I'm not going to do any of that. And it doesn't matter. You know, one of the things we talk about in this game is that damage is not utility, and it isn't. But if you go back far enough, you'll remember I pulled CGR very early, and I did a lot of CGR videos. And one of the things I talked about, I'm like, I think this guy is different. And one of the reasons I felt like he was different, despite, you know, a lot of people saying he doesn't have the various utilities, very rigid, was because he creates these moments and he has enough damage that the limited utility he does have allows him to just plow through those moments and destroy it. And that's exactly what you're seeing here, right? We knew America Chavis had none of her dimensions up, so I wasn't worried about that SP2. And now we just need to get ignited, get a couple of debuffs on. Actually, shout out to Ankit, who pointed that out to me, really helpful for me, is I wanted 2 of the incinerates up to really maximize the SP2 damage. So very good. Now, this is a good one. Shout out to Billy the Kid from 4BGs, a BG-focused alliance that I will be leaving soon. I've done a video on that. You can take a look at that if you want. They're phenomenal. If you're interested in doing Battlegrounds and getting really good rewards with a bunch of really smart, skilled, talented Battlegrounds players, there might be others that are just as good. I don't know, but I can tell you for what I know, they're phenomenal. Abdo, the Intoxicated Gamer, a really cool streamer and great YouTube channel, runs the Alliance and does it phenomenally. They're a great group of guys. And if I end up realizing that I'm not making it in Tier 1 War, you're gonna see me try really hard to get back into that Alliance. So what I want to show you there was I needed to win that against Billy. Billy had always kicked my butt and I finally was able to pull off a win against Billy. I didn't play it great. He's not an ideal Mysterio counter. Mysterio heavied me, I think, a couple times. We got it done. Now we're going up against Gallon, another really difficult one, right? Because as he goes on, he's going to go into the harvest, and you are just done. You're screwed. There's nothing you can do. But if you can end a fight fast enough, and look what we do. That's some pretty good damage there. We're gonna knock him down, and now we just got to get in and throw this SP2 before our ignited bat runs out. We didn't quite finish it off, but we're doing our incinerate damage, which you are now seeing. The node has obviously changed. Gallon donezo. We got our incinerate damage in too, which was really helpful to us in finishing off a rather difficult defender. 50,000 points, right? Okay, now like I said, I said the event quest. That's not what this is. This is the EQ from last month, from September. This was this kind of annoying Mojo, but I had gotten to the point where I could actually use Masacre, and this is kind of another thing, right? Unless the node requires you to have a buff, right? Like buffed up or something like that, Masacre doesn't gain buffs. He's not gaining Fury or anything like that. We've got the dexterity buff, right? The cruelty or precision, I think it is. So you can take a champion like Mojo and not be as concerned about your Mystic Dispersion, and then you can just do so much damage. Look at this. We are going to just do our best to hit into his block, because if we lose that precision while Mojo has his field up, we're going to start taking the D-dent damage. And this is what I wanted you to see. Look at how much power we had gained just purely by hitting into the block like we're doing right now, which is going to allow us to get to our special 2. And then he hit so hard, he being Masacre, we have those incinerates up. Mojo's dead. That's like a utility that takes a while to really clock. Valkyrie, I think, was one of the first ones to really show us how much value there is in that and what you can get around via it. Masacre can do it too. Now we're going up against this Quicksilver, right? It's like, does he handle evade? Well, he's got that disorient, right? But not really, no. But we can go in, get hit into the block as best we can. Quicksilver knew that I was trying to intercept him, so he did that staring contest thing, right? We're hitting into the block, which is how you get those ignitions going. That, and I believe it's crits, if I remember correctly. But this is going to kind of let us get going here. And I'm aware of how much damage we can do into the block. Hitting into the block, we were able to get more power, which is why we are already at our 2 bars of power. You can just finish that off. These were decent-sized health pools and a semi-difficult, very boring and monotonous side quest from the month of September. And I got to use my Masacre and just have a great time. 28 seconds. 28 seconds. Now, we're ascended now. We're ascended now. And this is where the big boy stuff happens. This is where, I mean, all the other stuff has been cool. It's been cool, but it's almost been like setting the table for what we're now about to see. I've made my notes on this. I am so excited. This is absolute perfection with Hercules. And what I had in my notes, I'm going to pull this out because I wanted this video to be as good as possible, as informed as possible, is you're going to see us utilize the SP1 disorient at the end of the fight here. And keep in mind, we're doing all of this even though Hercules is able to get his infuriate up on us, reducing our offensive ability accuracy, all that stuff that makes this infuriate annoying. We've got it this whole time. So, you know, we're not going to get, that's why you see us hit into the block. We didn't get an ignition charge. So even with all of this going, watch how quickly this goes. It's just really, really fun. I'm like giddy watching this stuff over again. Once I took him to rank 5, actually once I ascended him, he started getting banned so much. He just got banned so much. So I'm grateful for the opponents that let me use him, and we're in here. So now here we go. I had hoped that this would turn off the immortality, but you know, we actually didn't get the kill there, so that's fine. So of course he can't turn it off. But remember, he's got that nice disorient. It's up, turned off immortality. Turned off immortality. I think that disorient's like a 50%, so it's a 50-50 shot. I do think it is additive. I have not actually been able to test it, but it's additive with the hitting into the block, so I think you can get 100% on it with that SB2. So there we go. So now we're going up against this Sasquatch. This is not the crit meta. This is a 7-star Sasquatch. This is a big, big tanky boy. We don't have slow, so we can't do anything about the unstoppable. We do have the debuffs. We can help with the healing, right? Because inspect into despair. You're going to want to have that. And you know, you can tailor Masacre to really what you're going to do. Like if you're going up against like a Doom, you're really just going to hit into the block as much as possible, right? Because he's got that crit resist, so you're going to need that to get yourself ignited and that sort of thing. So keep that in mind here too. Why some of these fights seem like they have slightly different strategies. They do. That's part of the versatility of Masacre. So here we go. This has all just been incinerate damage so far. Those protection stacks or the wrath stacks that act like a protection are stacking up for Sasquatch. So we haven't done a ton. He's moving through his stacks pretty quickly here, actually. And so here we go. I'm looking to get ignited again. I was not able to take advantage of using my heavy while he was still incinerated, but that's okay. He is now getting very close to the Wrath of Terax, which means he's going to lose that. We've now gone into our ignited stage. He goes into Wrath, and I know this is over. Poor Sassy. Poor boy Sassy. He's dead. Because he lost all his protection stacks. We were able to line that up. It was done. That wasn't the crit meta. There's nothing special or additional about the node helping me out. You know I'm going to give the cap salute. That's the one to give. Now we're going into this Corg. If you saw my, I was thinking about retiring video, you've seen this fight. I knew I needed to go fast. You're going to see me at some point kind of get tired of trying to just land my hits, my light. So I'm going to go with the medium, and I think it was right there. You can, if you practice the space enough, you can light, punish, Corgs, heavy, light, that sort of thing. Or if you really get at your light intercepts, you can do the backdraft, or you can just do a stand-up intercept too. We've got the shield down, we've got our incinerates up. We almost killed Corg right there, okay? So now we just need to kind of go in, finish this off. I knew speed was what I was essentially going for. There was the backdraft intercept. Corg, dead. Think about how many different meta, very difficult defenders you've seen Masacre absolutely demolish here. Absolutely demolished. We're now going up against this Null, and I like this fight. I didn't get to use him much once I had him ascended and at rank 5. I really enjoyed this fight, so I put it in. Null's a difficult defender, and this I think you'd put more under that category of. The thing with Masacre is he doesn't necessarily like directly handle these defenders, but he can get a fight over fast enough. He has enough tools in his kit, in his tool belt. You understand, analogies are hard, that he can help you through the fight before the fight can get problematic. That scene right there, 49,000, 35 seconds against that Null. I'll take that. It's going to get me more wins than not. Now going against his Fury, again, credit to Ankit for this. I really wanted to ensure, and most of us do when we're fighting Fury, that he doesn't have that enough of those tactical charges for him to counter miss. So I'm going to be kind of going in here and trying to obviously make sure he doesn't throw a special one as best I can, but also make sure he doesn't have the tactical charges to completely demolish me off the SP2. So right there, we got in a little bit of trouble, but it worked out just fine because of, again, our ability to hit into the block and get the power up. He being Fury didn't play into the backdraft light there. And now this is really just ours. There's the heavy. You saw how quickly we got reignited, right? We baited the heavy off of Fury. We had the incinerates up. We used our heavy. We got reignited. We throw the special 2. And Fury's done. Nick Fury, 2 lives with Masacre. Let's see the score. 44 seconds, 50,000. You got to screenshot that. You've got to screenshot that. And then this is the last one. This was a rank 5 Absorbing Man. This is a tough fight. Remember, if Absorbing Man goes into his magma form, he goes incinerated immune. And then remember all of the physical resistance he has in his Uru form. So you ideally want him out of his forms when you go for the big damage. And here you go. I'll let you watch this. And this one, I was so happy. I actually got a version of this, but I think it was a rank 4 Masacre. And I got it on stream with DLL on call. And DLL was like, that was really pretty. And he's like, I think even if that was a rank 5, you win that pretty easily. And then not too much longer, a few days later, I got the opportunity to take a rank 5 Absorbing Man. So we have, look at this. We're 24 seconds into the fight, and we've only done 4% of the health. And you're like, how is this going to turn out? Well, watch. I believe we're going to knock him down. This heavy is really nice. We've talked about the light. We've talked about the animations helping out quite a bit. And we're going to be able to get to our SP2 by hitting into the block. You've heard me say that a lot. But it was cool because it was, and then right here, I could have actually tried to go for the kill. I could have tried, but I wanted to win this Battlegrounds match. So if I was really just going for like a highlight, eye-popping thing, I would have tried to go in for more of an aggressive play, but I really wanted to win that Battlegrounds match. We've kept him out of Magma. He's in Uru. The Incinerates finish him off for us. It looks like this SP1 was just unnecessary taunting there by Masacre. I mean, I had war fights for you too, I had war fights for you too, but I knew how long this video was going to get. When I move back to tier 1, maybe I'll try to get some in with them, or with the new battlegrounds meta and that sort of thing, because I do think he is an tactic attacker. But you saw questing, you saw a variety. I think you saw 4 different battlegrounds metas. You saw him at rank 4, you saw him at rank 4 ascended, you saw him at rank 5 ascended. I love this champion. He is so much fun to play, and while he doesn't have like that direct counter. He's not Nimrodding mutants, right? But he's got so much in his kit. He can take a variety of nodes. I hope you learned. I hope you saw something you didn't think you would see, or you hadn't seen before. And if you already knew all of this, then just let me know. Be like, dude, congratulations on ranking up a tremendously fun, powerful champion. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.